Welcome to a YouCreateWebsite.com video lesson. At YouCreateWebsite.com, you'll learn how to create a website or blog, how to drive in visitors, and how to make money with your site. With the knowledge you learn at YouCreateWebsite.com, you'll be able to turn any passion or interest you have into a profitable website or blog.
Hey guys, this is Steve from YouCreateWebsite.com. The video you're currently watching is part 2 and the final part of the how to sign up, set up, and use Google AdSense more effectively on your website or blog video. If you want to watch this video in its full length and in a clearer and larger picture, go to YouCreateWebsite.com and go to the video tutorial section. And if you haven't watched part 1 of this video yet, I recommend you do that because that leads right up into part 2. And part 1 also walks you through setting up and signing up for AdSense. It shows you about the different types of ads you can create and how to customize your ads. And it also gives you a lot of optimization tips for AdSense. But right now we're going to start up the video right where we left off in part 1. So here we go. The next page we're going to get to is the channels page. And channels are created to track specific ad units or specific pages with ads on them, so you can basically see what's working and what's not working. So let's say you created a leaderboard ad and a banner ad on your website and you wanted to see which one was doing better. You could create a channel for that. Or if you wanted to see one page on your website versus another, which one was more successful, you could create a channel for that to track that. There's 2 different kinds of channels you can create. There's URL channels and there's custom channels. With URL channels, you can track ads on specific pages and how well they're doing. With the custom channel, you can pretty much track whatever you want because you create the criteria for what it's tracking. So let's say you wanted to track how well ads were doing with the color blue as the border as opposed to red. You could create a custom channel for the blue borders and the red borders, and then you could go and get your advanced report and see which ones were doing better. And I'll show you how to do that. After we've done that, we're going to go down here and click continue. The specific page we're on right now is to add a custom channel to the ad you're creating right now. So right here you can see I've already created some custom channels in the past, but let's say the ad we're creating right now, in the previous step we chose to have a black background on it, and we want to track this ad and other ads with black backgrounds. So what we would need to do is create a new custom channel, and we can call it whatever we want. So you're going to go down here to add new channel, and we'll call this black back. Click OK. It's going to be added, and right now it's already part of the ad we're creating. Now, if you're creating another ad in the future and that has a black background, and you want to use this custom channel, as you're going through these steps again, you would just go down here to black back and you would click add. Or let's say we had a red background and we want to track that on another ad we're going to make in the future. You would go down here and click add. You can create criteria for whatever you want to track. And then once you've selected the custom channels you want to track your new ad, go ahead and click continue in the bottom left of the screen. Then you'll get to this page where you can choose a specific name you want to call this ad, or you can just leave it as is. Once you're done, click submit and get code. Then you'll finally get to this page where you actually get your code that you can copy and paste into your website. If you're using a what you see is what you can get text editor on your website, make sure you switch it over to the raw HTML or code editor so you can actually input this code as code and not just regular text. Once you place this code on your website, you're pretty much done, and in about 10 minutes time the ads will start showing up on your site and hopefully people start clicking on them. Alright, now that you know how to create your first AdSense ad and place it on your website, I'm going to talk about a few other things. I'm going to go back and we're going to talk a little bit more about channels and the difference between URL channels and custom channels and how you can use those to improve your performance. So go up here to the top of the screen and click on this channels link right here. Once you're at the channels page, you'll be able to see and edit custom channels or URL channels. Remember, custom channels are what we created earlier in this lesson, and you can see the custom channels we've created in the past. Also, remember, custom channels are to track specific criteria that you create about your ads. URL channels are to track specific pages on your website and how well the ads on those pages are doing. But right now, I want to take you into the edit settings of one of these custom channels to show you what's in there. So go ahead and click on edit settings. Once you're in the edit channel section for a specific channel, in this case black background, you're going to see its name. You're also going to see this information down here. If you don't see this, go up to targeting and click check so you can look at it with me.
Now what targeting is, and this is completely optional, is to give advertisers information so they can target these specific channels to place their ads on. So when you go down here you're going to fill in this information and advertisers are going to see this. So try and be detailed and let them know exactly what they're going to be placing their ads on. Now we're not going to make any changes to this channel right now, so go ahead and just click your back arrow. And then you'll be brought back to this page. And remember, you can add new custom channels by clicking this button, and you can edit your pre-existing custom channels right here by clicking one of these. But we're going to talk about URL channels right now, so go ahead and click on URL channels right here. Once you're in the URL channels section, you can choose to track either a single page, pages below a specific directory, pages across a specific subdomain, or all pages on a domain. AdSense tracks specific pages on your website depending on how you type in the URL right here. So let's say you wanted to track just a single page on your website. You would enter the full path of that page in this box. So for example, if you wanted to track example.com/sample.html, you would type in that full URL right here and click add channel, and it would track that. If you wanted to track all pages across a domain, say example.com, you would just type example.com in this box and click add channel. If you wanted to track all pages below a specific directory, you could type in something like example.com/sample, and it would track everything below that specific directory. Another thing to note about the difference between URL channels and custom channels is when you have a custom channel and you add that to one of your ads you're creating, it actually changes the code in that ad. URL channels don't change the code of any of your ads. It just tracks those specific pages. Now that you know what custom channels and URL channels are, you're going to want to see the reports generated about these specific channels that you've created. So go up to the Reports tab in the upper left and click on Reports. Once you're in your Reports section, go ahead and click on Advanced Reports. Once you get to the Advanced Reports page, go on over to the Show section and click on the little circle next to Channel Data. It's going to open up this little box, and you're going to see all the custom and URL channels you've already created. Now, I haven't created any URL channels yet, so we don't see that, but we do see the custom channels I've created. So let's say for this report we want to see information about black background. So go ahead and check the box next to the black background custom channel. After that, you can fill out some other information you want in your report to the left and some more below. After you've decided on all that, go down to Display Report and click that. And then your report will show up under the Display Report button after you click it. And that report's going to show you what ads are doing the best with the criteria you defined in your custom channel, or it's going to show you which pages are doing the best if you use a URL channel. And with that knowledge, you can hopefully optimize your site's performance and change your strategy depending on what's doing the best with your ads. And the last thing I'm going to go over today is the competitive ad filter. If you go to the upper left and go to the AdSense Setup tab, and then you go over to the competitive ad filter, you're going to come to this little tool where you can filter out competitors' ads that are showing up on your site. You don't want competitors' ads showing up and driving your traffic to your competitor sites. So all you would do is go down here and you would just enter in their URL, click Save Changes, and their ads will no longer show up on your site. Alright guys, as we're wrapping up this lesson, I'm going to go over a few of the most important things you need to consider when using AdSense. Remember, wider is generally better when you're creating your ads. If you have the choice between a horizontal or vertical ad, go with the horizontal ad. The three most successful ads are the 336 x 280 large rectangle, next is the 300 x 250 medium rectangle, and last is the 160 x 600 wide side scraper. When you're deciding where you're going to place your ads on your site, try to think where's your visitor's attention going to be focused. You want to place your ads there, but you want to keep your site clean looking at the same time, and you don't want your ads getting in your visitor's way. Another thing to consider is if you have limited space on your site, use link ads. Also, if your site has a lot of repeat visitors, try switching things up, because repeat visitors will start having ad blindness where they just glance over the ads and they don't see them really. Therefore, they're not going to click on them. So try switching the locations and colors of your ads. And lastly, use URL and custom channels to help understand which ads are working and which aren't. With that knowledge, you can hopefully focus more on what's working. Alright, thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to see future videos about creating a website or blog, attracting visitors to your site, and making money with your site. And head over to youcreatewebsite.com to learn more in depth about these topics and to see the larger version of the same video and to read the video notes associated with this video. And if you need help with your website or blog or with the information in this tutorial, use the forums at youcreatewebsite.com and myself or other members will help you out. Alright, well thanks again for watching and see you in the next video.